Branding yourself online, it's not all about you. It's about what you are all about. What are you all about? Branding yourself online means choosing an idea that you're going to have people associate with you. Isn't that right? You can only brand yourself or your business if you give people an idea to associate with your brand. Bernie Sanders is known for standing up to corporate America. Jane Goodall is known for her research about chimpanzees. Stephen King is known for horror in his storytelling. There is more to these people than just the idea each of them is known for. But the idea is what makes the brand. No idea, no brand. This audio is intended to be a typing meditation. A typing meditation is something you can listen to while you look at a blank document and you're ready to type. So you can open Microsoft Word or Apache OpenOffice or Google Docs or whatever you use, or even just start to compose an email to yourself. That's what I often do. Look at something blank that you can type on and listen. And when you hear an idea that gives you some inspiration, maybe you can pause the audio and type some content for your brand, or type a list of things that you can do to improve your brand's web presence. The typing meditations at Freelancer Church are supposed to be tools you can use to pull your own attention back to the task at hand. You listen and pull your attention back to the idea of creating a brand and promoting it online and doing what it takes to get people talking about it so it can benefit as many people as possible. Let's see what we can do to improve our understanding of personal branding. The guiding philosophy for Freelancer Church includes the firm belief that every professional person employed by an organization should gradually make a natural transition into self-employment. This doesn't mean you need to start a business, and it doesn't mean you even need to sell anything or do any freelance work for private clients. Making the transition into self-employment means using your skill and experience to create something new. It's okay if you keep working as an employee for the rest of your life, as long as you have the ability to do business for yourself if you want to. And how can you get that ability? Begin with a meaningful idea. The idea that is the foundation for your brand should be meaningful to you. And it should also be meaningful to the people who will be your customers and anyone you employ or affiliate with in the future. Making your brand feel meaningful to people requires some careful consideration. If you want to start an online store where you accept custom orders for your artwork, that is inherently meaningful to you. But how can you make it meaningful to other people? That's the question I think is on the mind of every artist when they're trying to make it as an artist or a writer. You say, how can I make my stuff meaningful to other people? The internet is full of websites where artists are trying to sell their work, but those websites don't get any traffic because the artists are not promoting a meaningful idea. One of the most important ideas to consider when trying to build a brand is the idea to infuse your brand with a key idea that people can associate with it. I call this idea a theme. Your brand needs a theme. What are you all about? How would you define the word theme if a little kid asked you what that word meant? When I say your brand needs a theme, I'm talking about one big idea that is at the foundation of your brand. Saving the planet, improving the quality of education, improving community health, fighting hunger. Well, those ideas are great, but your brand can still be meaningful even if it's not aligned with such lofty goals. Uber is a meaningful brand because it improves life for a lot of people who cannot drive cars, and it provides a realistic alternative for people who would otherwise drive home from the bar intoxicated. Even if you just want to open a pizza restaurant, you can make it meaningful by offering a great recipe that isn't available at any other pizza places in town. That's still meaningful. Providing a great product or service or restaurant is meaningful for the same reason that it's competitive in its industry. Because when you provide something of value, it gives people something they like. That's what it means to improve people's lives. So you're doing something meaningful if you do your business, as long as it's something you can do ethically. The magic that brings your brand to life is the meaningfulness that you can see in it. On the other hand, if you forget the meaningful theme and try to create a brand only with an idea to sell people products and services, that might not be the best approach. The best approach is to write some promotional content about why your brand is meaningful. You'll inspire yourself along with everyone in your target audience. After you have identified the key idea that makes your brand meaningful, you can choose a name for your brand. I'll tell you how I like to come up with a name for a brand. Put two words together to make a new word. and that new word is the name of your brand. It's a good idea to make sure your brand begins with a word that people in your target audience are likely to search. For example, Freelancer Church begins with the word freelancer because I want it to be found by people interested in freelancing. What two words can you put together to express the big idea that is at the foundation of your brand? Choose two words that are not often used together. Don't use Buckles Belt as your brand name, because those terms, buckles and belt, are already used together in a million different ways online. Same thing, don't use unique gifts as your brand name. Don't do that because those two words are used together a lot on a lot of web pages all over the internet. So if you name your brand with two words that often appear together like that, it will be difficult to get your content to appear on the first page of the search results when people look you up with a Google search. Instead, choose two words that are not often used together. Some brands you can find with a Google search are Reliable Tutors, Fashion Nova, Collectibles Corner. You'll come up at the top of the list when people search for your brand name if you put together two words that are not often used together, that have not been used together many times in articles on the internet. So it takes a little bit of creativity. The best way to choose a brand name is to start by thinking about your idea that makes your brand meaningful, then choosing one word that is likely to be searched by the people in your target audience, and then another word to add to it. Another reason to use two words that are not often used together is because it generates some irony. Irony is the active ingredient in comedy, and it elicits that mysterious sound humans make when they're amused. Ha 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 ha! If your brand name is even a little bit amusing, it will give people a good feeling instantly. That's why someday I'm going to open a grocery store called Food Yummy. Everyone will shop there because the brand name gives them a good feeling. You might write a book or start a blog or simply create a Facebook business page. You might do some consulting work, or you might offer some other service. You might start a YouTube channel. You can share content in any way you like, and you'll be building your brand as long as you stay focused on your theme. I work with a team of writers who created Freelancer Church and Boss Content, so this blog about personal branding is aligned perfectly with the theme for our brand. Our brand is all about creating content to help people improve their lives. It's meaningful because when we help people build new brands, we're making the world more interesting, strengthening the economy, and helping our clients achieve their goals. Okay, I guess we covered everything. The secret is when branding yourself online, it's not all about you. It's about the idea that you are all about. That's worth thinking about. When you know the idea that you want people to associate with you, the next step is to identify all the ways your idea is meaningful. Then choose a brand name that helps to express that idea. After that, you just have to create a lot of great content about your idea. Usually that means writing or making video content. If you want some help, email letsdoit@bosscontent.net. We'll create some content for your brand full of keywords that will help you connect with people looking for those specific things you have to offer. If you're stuck in a rut and you don't know the way forward for your brand, you need humans. Create content by engaging in discussions. If you identify as a writer or artist, or if you want to start a business, you can't do it in a vacuum. Maybe you're frustrated because you can't find the way forward. You don't know how to get the ball rolling for your brand. The key is to collaborate. Bounce some ideas off of another person. One option is to place an order with Boss Content or Freelancer Church. We'll brainstorm some ideas with you. Let us help. Or another option is to invite a friend to create a brand right alongside you. Working together with a friend, sitting side by side with your laptops open. You can make more progress in 1 hour than you expect. Now, sitting there, listening to this audio and looking at the screen, ready to type, the audio is about to end, and you can type some ideas about how to make your brand meaningful and how to help people see the meaning in your brand.